Hello readers, I'm Nash David, part of Team Digit. Today we have with us Abhishek, who is leader of the Mumbai Open Solaris user group. Abhishek is here today to clarify the doubts we have about Open Solaris, how we can make a start with this operating system. And the first question I have, Abhishek, for you is, how do I get started with Open Solaris?
First of all, thanks a lot, Nash, for having me on the show. To get started, of course, you'll have to start installing Open Solaris. That's the first step which you'll have to do. And as far as the concern of the usability of Open Solaris, it's a very easy to use operating system. If you have ever used a GUI based operating system, say something like Windows, you can very easily use it because just like Windows, it is icon based. There is a nice desktop environment which you can use. So it's just a matter of giving it a try. You would definitely like it and you will find it pretty easy once you start using it.
So what kind of a configuration do you recommend we use for Open Solaris?
See, for Open Solaris, the minimum requirement of RAM is a 512 MB RAM. Of course, you need to have a Pentium processor, though there are other ports also available for Spark if you want to run it on servers. But yes, on a local desktop or a desktop machine, you can install it on 1 GB of RAM. To all your readers, let me tell you, you don't exactly need to install Open Solaris on a very high-end computer. Even a normal 1 GB RAM machine would just do fine. Along with that, we recommend that you have 10 GB of storage partition available on your computer, and that has to be a primary partition. Right now, 2009.06 need to be installed on a primary partition of on a hard disk. Apart from that, there is not much which you need in terms of hardware. If you want to run Open Solaris on VirtualBox or any other virtualization platforms, then you would need at least 1 GB of RAM on your host machine. And if you want to run the developers tools as well inside your virtual machine, you would need to have at least 1.5 GB of RAM. That's what we recommend.
So Abhishek, how easy is it to install Open Solaris?
Well, it is pretty simple. Let me show you how. First you have to boot from the Open Solaris live CD, and once you have done that, you would see there is an install Open Solaris icon on your desktop. All you need to do is just double click on that and the installation process would begin. Make sure that before you start installation, you have created a partition, a primary partition which is at least 10 GB in size, and then you can go ahead and just follow the wizard and the installation should be complete in less than 20 minutes to half an hour's time.
Okay. And as soon as we've completed the installation, what are the packages we should look out for?
Yeah, so that's a very interesting question. You see, Open Solaris comes with a lot of pre-built, already installed applications, which almost covers everything. For example, there is a Firefox, there is Thunderbird for your email, you have Events desktop, Events document viewer for your PDF files, but of course you would like to do more. So for that, I would recommend that first thing which you install is OpenOffice, which will allow you to have, it's a productivity suite. I'm pretty sure you know what OpenOffice is. So you can install OpenOffice, you can install some developer tools if you want, you can install NetBeans, you can install VirtualBox, which will allow you to install Windows and any other operating system which you want on top of Open Solaris. And installation is very easy. Let me show you how. All you need to do is just click on Add More Software. If you want to install OpenOffice, all you need to do is just go on search bar and search for OpenOffice. Click on OpenOffice, just select OpenOffice over there. Click on Install and Update. It will automatically download the OpenOffice packages from the internet and install it for you. Just in case if you don't have enough internet bandwidth, I think Digit has also carried a .pkg file, which is a SVR4 style packaging for Open Solaris. You can just use that installation file to install OpenOffice.
One doubt that I have here, Abhishek, is as soon as we have installed Open Solaris on a system and we realize some driver is missing, we're not able to connect online. How do we install or how do we get those packages?
Yes, so there are certain issues which with some of the drivers, I'm pretty sure your readers might also face with network drivers, but then Open Solaris has a very good driver support. So it is very likely that most of the drivers, network drivers, would be available at the time of installation. Just in case if any driver is missing, say Broadcom drivers or Athros drivers, you can get third-party drivers, download it from the internet, and you can install it.
So Abhishek, in Windows, you can download installers and use new applications. In Open Solaris, what do we do?
Yes, so you can do something very similar with Open Solaris as well. Open Solaris uses image packaging system for managing applications. And the unique thing about Open Solaris is that you can very conveniently add new software repositories. So there are a lot of software repositories for Open Solaris which is available for users to download. For example, just go to pkg.opensolaris.org/contract. Now, when you will go to this link, it will allow you to search packages. And Open Solaris has this unique feature in which you can install application right out of your Firefox browser. So we have a web installer. Let me show you how. I'm just going to go to Open Solaris, pkg.opensolaris.org/contract. Once I go over there, you can see that I have a search bar and I can search for applications. Once I search for applications, you would see there is an install link over there. I'm just going to click on that and you can see that the web installer gets invoked. Now this web installer would allow you to install applications. So that's one way. Other way is to add repositories manually, which you can very easily do by going to File, Manage Repositories. You have to just provide the name and the URL of the repository and that will get added. If there is a SSL certificate, so there are certain repositories which are secure repositories or which would require subscriptions, so you can add new repositories. Such repositories would certainly ask you for a SSL certificate, which can also be very conveniently obtained.
Why do they require subscription?
So, for example, if you as a company would want to provide support on Open Solaris. For example, Sun Microsystems provides support on Open Solaris, which enterprise customers or people who need support can buy. So once you buy those subscriptions, you get professional support on it. And those, so that support involves bug fixes or certain customizations which you might need. So these are enterprise class features of Open Solaris which can be used. But there are a lot of free. For example, there is an extra repository for Open Solaris which people can add to their IPS by going to pkg.sun.com. /extra is the repository, and that repository contains software which is not freely redistributable, but that repository itself is free for use, so anyone can add that.
So how do we get familiar with all these repositories? There are some different names you've taken. How do we get familiar with so many of them?
So see, getting familiar with repositories are very, very simple. For example, let's take example of thingdigit.com. You have a download center, I see. I use it very often to download applications for my Windows machine, back for the one which my sister uses. So all these freewares which you have, which I can just go to your website and download. Same way, these repositories are actually not very different than a website. For example, pkg.opensolaris.org is a very popular repository which you would like to go and see. It's just a website, so you have to just go over there. And as far as adding repository to your IPS is concerned, it is as simple as I told you. Just go to File, give it a name, give the URL, and you are good to go. You can just search all the packages afterwards from your IPS window. So it's actually much simpler if you see. There is no confusion. It is very, very secure. So you're not downloading viruses. You are downloading software from trusted locations which are secure to install. And second thing is searching for software becomes very, very easy. So that way getting familiar is not difficult.